So a few months ago at this point, I'm a little bit late to the party, but I'm here. Party's over now, but I made it. This is a response to that vegan teacher's response to me called Unnatural Vegan Failed Bravery School, which is, okay, that's a good start. Namely, this is the final video I did. I did a few others before that, critiquing other YouTubers' criticisms of her that I thought were just not very valid at all. And then I made a final video going over what I thought was valid criticism of her. So that is what she's responding to.
Swayze, otherwise known as Unnatural Vegan, failed bravery school. Her comment section was overwhelmed with many of her supporters telling her, "You either attack that vegan teacher or we are going to stop following you." And she caved.
So when I started the series on that vegan teacher, I made it pretty clear from the beginning that I was planning on ending it with a video criticizing some of the things that she's done. And then part 3 will be talking more about the problems with that vegan teacher and her advocacy. And anybody who's followed me for like any length of time knows that I don't shy away from controversy. So it's kind of a weird thing to level at me. And yeah, I'm not just going to apologize for something if I don't think that I need to apologize for it. Yeah, so it's kind of weird to hear someone say that I'm just like giving in to my audience or something.
It's a shame, really, because animal rights activists should really work together.
We're not a cult. There are a lot of different activists with different ideas on how to do activism. So of course there's going to be disagreement. And if she really wants to work together with other animal rights activists, maybe becoming like this cartoon villain for anti-vegans to rally against, maybe not the best way to do that. The only saving grace here, I think, is that there are so many visible vegans just saying like, no, we don't agree with her or her tactics. Like, how many vegans have even really come to her defense? I mean, I made that video defending her, and again, a lot of the criticism I think is stupid, but the only one I can really think of to really defend her, I think, would be Vegan Gains, right? He has a whole video criticizing this video as well. Maybe I'll respond to that too. Anyway, let's continue.
I am here to defend the animals.
It kind of seems like she's failed there. I mean, she's being deplatformed. She's barely even a presence anymore, other than just like anti-vegans laughing at her. She's just Schadenfreude fodder at this point. You can tell I say that word a lot. It's definitely one of those I read a lot, maybe write a lot, but don't actually say a lot. Schadenfreude.
Now, I could spend probably about 3 hours going through her video every single step and tell you why I disagree with the things that she said. I have a whole page full of notes, but that would bore everybody to tears.
I wonder if she'd buy that excuse from her students. Like, that's like worse than my dog ate my homework, right?
So to see another supposed animal rights activist, I mean, I don't even know really what an unnatural vegan stands for anymore.
I stand for pragmatic, effective activism, as I have for many, many years. I have been criticizing certain activist tactics for many years on this channel. So yeah, this is really nothing new.
There are like hundreds of people making videos about me right now. And what Swayze could have done is just simply either said nothing or said, look, I think what she's trying to do is help the animals, and really just helped me in my quest to get people to watch these important documentaries.
Which is why I made the first few videos defending her. I do still believe that a lot of the criticism is pretty ridiculous. It's like anti-vegan shit or super woke shit, but there is valid criticism there, and I feel like I have a responsibility to speak out on that.
She said that this video that I put out, a song that I wrote, that I'd put it out at the wrong time, and that this means that I'm racist because because of several reasons. She thinks I'm a racist. I don't think I'm racist.
So I pretty explicitly said that the I Can't Breathe song that she made is not racist. I said it was insensitive due to the timing and the wording, but yeah, I was pretty clear on that point, which makes me wonder if she even watched the video. What I said was racist was her bringing someone's race into an otherwise colorblind discussion and using it against him. And in the process, really generalizing about Black people, implying that they are bound to like a specific set of beliefs about justice due to their heritage. Yeah, that's racist. Does that make her racist? No, but if she continues this kind of behavior, then like, yeah, dude, probably.
When Swayze says, I have her quote here, she doesn't seem to care about people's feelings. What can I do with that? Well, how would you defend yourself if somebody accused you of racism and of not caring about people's feelings, when you've just written a song saying how much you care about people who have died and people who are immigrants suffering from COVID, and that when you're defending the indigenous, here in Canada, there are some people up north who still don't have fresh water.
I think she cares in certain instances, but in others, particularly when it comes to her advocacy and criticism of her advocacy, she's given no indication that she cares at all, that she cares about having offended people or really deeply emotionally hurt people. And she's only continued this trend with more recent, arguably worse examples, just insensitive race baiting using the N-word. She may have convinced herself that she is spreading awareness by doing this, but to others, to most people, I think it comes across as pretty parasitic, especially when she includes the words "all lives matter" in the song. None are free unless all are free. Sounds nice, I guess, but it's really just intersectional nonsense, not substantiated by any evidence. She's not helping victims of police brutality by entering veganism into the discussion. If we were all fully rational, then yeah, it would make sense, because no one would be racist then, right? I mean, even if they somehow were, all you would have to do would be show them why racism is wrong, and they would go, okay, and now I know why sexism is wrong, and now I know why speciesism is wrong, and now I know why any form of bigotry is wrong. But that's not how people are. It's entirely possible for causes to work independently of one another. It's entirely possible to have social justice people advocating for gay rights and transgender rights and everything else, but then they balk at veganism. We see it time and time again.
It is out of my control what the Gordon Ramsays do. I can sing a song and say, please, can you please not hurt animals? Can you please be vegan? And if he chooses to ridicule me and make fun of me, and 44, maybe more by now, million people saw my video, according to Swayze, I'm a failure.
So I don't know the specific effect regarding the Gordon Ramsay stuff. That's kind of the least concerning thing to me about all of her stuff. Again, it's the race baiting stuff that really is concerning to me. But not all press is good press, right? And I think it's pretty immature to just say that, oh, well, negative reactions to your stuff, it's not your responsibility, it's out of your control. No, not totally. It's reactions to your actions. And this is why I say she doesn't seem to care about people's feelings. Her metric for success is view count.
44, maybe more by now, million people saw my video.
She doesn't seem to care at all about negative reactions. If she did care, then view count would only magnify the good or bad she did. It wouldn't be something in and of itself for her to boast about.
And I need to be called some kind of a child abuser, and I need to be called racist, and that I'm a liar.
I didn't call her a child abuser or a racist, but on the third point, she did just lie about me saying she's a child abuser and a racist. So yeah, man, if the shoe fits. That's not fair. Maybe she really does think I said that. I'm finding it hard to believe that she actually watched the video. It seems like she's getting her information from elsewhere.
I have been calling out all these different groups of people. If I see a woman who doesn't understand about the dairy industry and what we do there, that we enslave females, that we rape females, that we force them to have babies against their will, that we take away their babies and murder them and turn them into veal sandwiches and take their girls and put them back into these cycles of violence. If a woman doesn't understand that this is not being a feminist, that this is sexism, that she needs to rise up and understand that doing this to the cows is not okay, then I will call her out on that.
Not all women are feminists, and even if you're responding specifically to feminists, well, not all feminists are intersectional. There are just regular, traditional, single cause, non-intersectional feminists. There are even TERFs. Consider yourself very lucky if you don't know what that term means. But yeah, making assumptions about someone's beliefs based on their sex. Now, if she encounters like a self-identified intersectional feminist, then yeah, fine. Go for it. Make that argument. It would be valid in that specific context. But to just generalize about women like that, pretty sexist.
I also called out the LGBTQ community. I said, if you don't want to be abused, if you don't want to be oppressed, if you want your rights to freedom, which you have every right to, then help us out. Help us animal rights activists out. Be vegan. Speak out on the rights of these poor innocent animals.
And I said that was valid, although how she phrases it here, less so, since she said, if you don't want to be abused. It has to do with categorical opposition to oppression, not like personal consequence. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the LGBTQ community online is pretty broadly intersectional. Not all people who are lesbian, gay, whatever, consider themselves part of that community, but for those who do, as with intersectional feminists, I think her response would be valid. She's responding to a self-identified group with specific beliefs. She's not foisting beliefs upon somebody based on assumptions about their gender or their race or whatever. She's responding to a particular community with a fairly specific set of beliefs around oppression and justice.
When George Floyd was murdered, somebody took the head of a pig, and the pig was supposed to represent the cops, and carried that around. They took the head of an innocent pig. This mentality is so fucked up that this black man was parading with other black people in the streets saying, fuck the cops, and was somehow thought it was okay to use the dismembered body part of a pig in order to make his statement.
So she is willing to criticize activists for methods that she doesn't agree with. Shouldn't she just stay silent or support them? And to be clear, I do think those BLM activists should be held accountable and should be criticized for doing that, along with the activists or rioters, whatever you want to call it, the people who have caused a lot of damage to certain communities, including mine here in Portland. All activists are subject to criticism when they do something ineffective or even harmful, including her.
Her name is Regan Russell. Everybody should know her name. And that unnatural vegan Swayze did an entire video pointing at one slide in this song and not the whole rest of what I stand for. Despicable.
I didn't spend an entire video on one slide. I covered it briefly as part of a critical video just to say that, it's insensitive. To try and steelman her position, I know she has a mostly deontological leaning moral framework, so she can't really rank social causes based on consequences. All justice causes are not only equal, but essentially one and the same. It's wrong, it's really wrong, but it's not racist. Again, I explained what was actually racist about some of the things she's doing, and she's only continued doing them, so.
At the end of this video, you will see me with a new baby cow who was rescued. There is animal sanctuary near me called Refuge RR. They have hundreds of animals there that need help. And you can see here that I'm asking you to give some donations to help them. Give your donations, give your money to animal sanctuaries. These are good-hearted people who work so hard to never close their doors when animals keep showing up. And, they don't necessarily have a great business sense, but their hearts are gigantic.
This pretty well encapsulates everything wrong with non-pragmatic activism. They have terrible business sense, but really big hearts. Really? I don't understand how people who care about animals don't care about the outcome, don't care about cost efficacy, don't care about helping more animals than fewer. We shouldn't blind ourselves to the larger outcome and opportunity cost because something in the moment tugged at our heartstrings. We need activists to do better for the animals than to focus on one with a name and a photo versus nameless hundreds of animals they could have saved with the same donation.
I hope that she apologizes for the video that she did. I hope that she becomes brave and says, you know what, I did give in to my fans. They wanted me to talk out against that vegan teacher. But after seeing this video, I hope that she will say, you know what, I understand where she's coming from now.
It's hard to fathom how she wants me to apologize for anything I said when she didn't make any argument. I mean, supposedly she has the arguments, but it was just too boring, I guess, for the video. Yeah, she's given me no reason to think I should apologize. And that's all, folks. That's all for that vegan teacher. Again, I might respond to the vegan gain stuff, which would be more vegan teacher stuff, but I imagine that will be it if I do that. I mean, it's really nothing new, right? There have been certain vegan activists, YouTubers and whatnot I've responded to over the years that have done very similar stuff, but she's just gotten a lot more popular, right? It is different seeing someone so much older, behaving. I mean, age is just a number, I guess, but not really. And it is kind of jarring to see someone so much older just being so childish, just so immature. It's sucks. Activism is really hard, and trying to find out what's effective is really, really hard. Look at the work that Faunalytics does. It's hard work, and it's just that's the thing that's most frustrating to me. I think there are so many people out there doing so much work trying to help animals in the best way they can, and then you have people like Katie, Miss Katie, who just will not say that, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And maybe when there are this many vegans, she can totally ignore any criticism coming from non-vegans, just like a criticism from vegans. There are this many vegans saying, hey, maybe that's not super effective. I don't know, maybe stop and think about that. But no, I don't think she's going to do that at this point. But again, there's so many good organizations and individual activists out there doing amazing work. So go check them out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider liking the video. Subscribe too if you want. You can support the channel, patreon.com/unnaturalvegan. I also have some shirts. Teespring, or now it's Spring, I guess, because they have more than teas. So I don't know why they changed the name, but it's Spring now. So you can check those out. I have a mug too and a couple tote bags. The tote bags are like really good, actually. I think I said before, the first sample I got was like different quality. It was a lot thinner, and that one works too. We use it. It's fine. It hasn't broken or anything. But the newer ones are like a much thicker like canvas, and yeah, they're pretty nice. Anyway, hope y'all are having a nice summer. It's officially summer. It's like 95 degrees here. Hopefully I'll have a new video soon. Trying to change it up with the plaid. I feel like I've been wearing that. I'm looking at it right now, that like forest green and kind of coral one in like a lot of videos. But it's easy to grab. I always have it upstairs on the couch. I have a lot of clothes on the couch, and I always grab it to put on for videos because it's summertime and I'm always wearing like, spaghetti strap. Is that what you call them? I feel like that's a very 12-year-old word. Spaghetti strap shirts. What's the camisole? Is that what it is? A camisole? What's a camisole? Do you ever use a word and then realize that you may not know what that word actually means? I think camisole is like a skinny strap shirt, right? That you would wear under another shirt. Or I guess you wouldn't have, if you don't wear it under a shirt, is it still a camisole? Now that I've said camisole so many times, it sounds really wrong. Maybe that's not even the right word. Point is, I know a lot about clothing. Anyway, different plaid, changing it up. Also painting my nails. It's really hard to find time to paint my nails. Partner really hates the smell, so I cannot do it like inside unless I'm like in the bathroom. And like I'd have to wait till like the kids are asleep, but I don't want to paint my nails at night. I want to watch what did I watch? Oh man, I've been watching Resident Evil. They got some of the Resident Evil movies on Hulu, so I watched the second one the night before last, and I watched the third one, Extinction, last night. Oh man, I love it. I love it so much. I love her so much. There's just something just so, even though I've never seen them, I've only seen the first one, it's almost like the way I feel watching like Blade, even though I think Blade is a far superior movie, not that it's an excellent movie or anything. And even the follow-up Blade movies, even the third one, which I just watched like a few months ago for the first time, or is it the second? Yeah, the third one's with Ryan Reynolds, right? Oh, just a mess of a movie, but like they just make me feel good. I can't explain it. I feel like I'm like 10 again. I'm watching the fourth one tonight. I don't remember what it's called, but they've got it on there, and hell yeah, I'm excited. What was I talking about? Not Resident Evil. Oh, I don't want to be painting my nails at night. I want to be watching Resident Evil movies. How many are there? I don't know. And there's one without her, right? Without Fifth Element, Multipass girl. Anyway, I painted my nails. I did it outside with the kids, trying to avoid them getting like sand and dirt on me. So that's fun. I did a fairly good job given the circumstances. Kind of purpley gray color I really like. I don't know if it really goes with the outfit. Are you supposed to match your nails with your outfit? Is that something you're supposed to do? I guess not, right? That would be insane. Because then you, like, presumably you'd have to like maybe paint your nails like one day and then a different color the next day if your outfit didn't match. Yeah, no, you're not supposed to match your nails to your outfit. Well, I guess you can, but it's not expected. What am I talking about? What am I talking about?